Thank you for taking your time. Which country are you from?
United States.
Okay, which part in the US?
Florida.
Oh, wow. Okay. Is this your first time to visit Japan?
Yes.
His first time. I lived here when I was a kid on the Air Force Base in the 60s, in the 1960s.
1960s.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it doesn't exist anymore. The area where I lived was in Northwest Tokyo. But it was a military housing complex and long gone.
Okay, so do you have any memories?
I remember as a kid, I used to visit friends of my mother. She would have friends that were young women that lived at home. And so on the weekends, I would go with them home and spend the weekend with them at their house with their parents.
Okay.
So I remember the narrow streets with the stalls and the vendors on both sides, and everybody lived above the stalls, and so yeah, I have a few, but I wasn't very old, so I don't have a lot.
Okay. So this time, what brought you to Japan? Sightseeing?
Well, we were on a cruise that started in Seoul.
From Seoul?
Yeah. And then we went to Nagasaki, Hiroshima, Nagoya, Kochi.
Wow, so many places.
Kyoto and Osaka.
Osaka. We were, spent 2 days in Osaka, in Kyoto. And then 2 days ago, we landed in Yokohama, got off the ship, and spent an extra 2 days. So we're flying home tonight.
Wow, such a long journey.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you went to Korea and stayed there, and
So yeah, we went to Korea and then sailed down and around and moved our way up to Japan.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, so we spent 2 extra days in Seoul to start with, and then went to Jeju.
Okay.
And then southern portions of Japan.
Okay. So how many days are you staying in Japan so far?
Well, we spent 3 days in Seoul out of 16, so 13, almost 2 weeks total in Japan.
Okay.
Yeah. It's amazing. I mean, it's so beautiful. The people are so very kind and nice, and you can almost always find somebody that speaks English or signs that are in English and Japanese. So it's been relatively easy to navigate, and we've enjoyed it thoroughly.
Okay, so you didn't have any difficulty for traveling in Japan?
No.
Oh.
No.
Subway initially. U.S. is common for credit cards.
Ah.
So
it's a technical.
when we got here, we didn't have yen. So
we had to go. Yeah.
Difficult to find a place where we could get yen and get back into the subway with our luggage.
Yeah.
So,
always.
Yeah, that was a little difficult. So my recommendation for people coming is, to have some yen when they first arrive, because the subway system is generally cash.
Yes.
Unless you have a local credit card, A
lot
of the small shops, a lot of the small restaurants,
Small stalls,
Yeah.
restaurants.
want cash.
Yeah, it's Japanese inconvenient point. Okay, thank you.
But I mean, there are ATMs everywhere because there's 7-Elevens and there's Family Marts.
Yes.
So I mean, you can get cash relatively easily if you don't bring any, with you when you come. So I would recommend that they get some, have a couple $100 in yen when they get here, just to cover those first initial expenses. So
Yeah, thank you for great advice for tourists. So, which city was your most favorite? You visited so many cities in Japan so far.
I think Nagoya was one of our favorites.
Oh, Nagoya.
We went to the Toyota Museum.
To the museum.
Yeah, and we went to the Noritake Museum.
I have never visited.
Great.
Really?
Yes. They were very interesting. But you know, we've seen so much. After a while, the cities just kind of blend together. Kyoto was beautiful. And Shimizu was the last place that we were before we got to Yokohama.
Shizuoka, maybe in Shizuoka Prefecture? Yeah, Shimizu. Maybe near Mount
It's
Fuji.
near Mount Fuji.
Yeah.
Yes. And of course, Mount Fuji is gorgeous. Yes, and so yes.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So it was. The weather had been not favorable I mean, a lot of it was kind of rainy and cold. So that's why we ended up getting hats. It was kind of rainy and cold, but you know, you just grab an umbrella and you just walk around. So it's not really inconvenient. It's just something else to deal with, but nice because it's cool, and so it's just more pleasant to walk around than when it gets really hot in the summer months.
Yeah. Now it's the best season, I guess.
Yeah.
Did you visit Emperor House?
We could not get tickets to get into the palace. They were all sold out today.
Sold out?
Yeah,
Wow.
they were sold out today, and it was closed yesterday and Sunday, which were the other 2 days that we were here. So today was the only day that we could go, but all the tickets were sold out.
Okay. Because I have never visited Emperor House as well, I just wanted to ask your impression.
We walked around the gardens, you know, and looked at the architecture and the gardens, and obviously the cherry blossoms that are blooming.
Oh, okay.
You know, some of them are blooming, some of them aren't yet. But they're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. I'm sure once they're all blooming, it must be amazing.
Maybe in few days, I guess.
Yeah, I would say another week, and I think a lot of them would be blooming. But the ones that are gorgeous, stunning.
So, next question: did you experience any cultural difference, cultural shock?
Well, I would say the only real cultural difference is the little tiny restaurants where you a lot of them you can only stand up and eat. Some of them only have maybe 6 or 8 places where you can, you know. So when you're traveling with a family of 6, you know, it makes it very difficult
to find
a place. You know, we've broken up and we've done dinner and we've eaten a lot of Japanese food. So, but it's way different from the U.S. where we're used to just being able to go to a restaurant, sit down at tables, you know, be served, you know, and so, but you know, we've enjoyed it, we've adapted. Yesterday we had a local guide.
Okay.
Took us around, took us to the shrine, and
in Tokyo.
In Tokyo, yes.
Okay.
There's a big shrine. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a big shrine. It's a huge property. And so we went there. We went to Harajuku fish market. Harajuku.
You guys went to Harajuku?
Yeah. So yeah, we try and see as much as we can see and do. Obviously, we only had 2.5 days.
Wow, you guys must be tired. It's crazy. Especially Harajuku, Shibuya are crazy for me.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
It's very, very crowded. Yes,
Yes.
very, very crowded. But you know, to just walk through it and you know get to see some of the craziness. You know, you know that's what you go to see.
Yes. Okay.
So it was fun. Where else did we go? We he took us to what's the Times Square, the most busy intersection.
Times Square.
Well, Times Square in New York. But you have a intersection that's really busy. Where
Shibuya.
yeah, Shibuya. Yeah,
The crazy.
Yeah. And he took us to the Nissan building.
Yeah, the
I
Nissan
guess the
Connection.
Nissan building with has the cars in it and different things.
I think Nissan building in Ginza, I guess.
It is in Ginza.
Oh, okay, okay.
We walked a lot yesterday.
Yeah,
And we
Harajuku,
took the
Ginza,
train.
Shibuya.
And we
Wow.
took the trains. You know, he would take us into the train station, tell us which tickets we needed to buy, and then we would all get on the train and go to different places. So we covered a lot of ground yesterday.
Okay.
But that's what we wanted to do. We wanted somebody who could really take us to places that, you know, would be places people would want to visit.
Oh,
And-
okay. So this is last section. Please give a message to the audience who are interested in Japan.
Well, like I said, I would make sure that you have some cash on you when you get here. That's one of the biggest things. If you have a short amount of time, if you can hire a local guide who can help you manage the train system, the subway system, and get to the places that you might want to see, that was, I thought, very, very good option. So those two things, I think.
Driving and walking on the wrong side.
Oh yes, yes.
Or in the subway, which stairway?
Yeah, you have to watch very carefully to, you know, you stand on the left side of the escalator because the people on the right side can walk up. You walk on the left side of the sidewalk because people coming towards you are walking on the right.
That was very different.
Yeah,
Mm.
for those of us,
Naturally. Right.
yeah, because we drive on the right, you know. So.
Ah, okay, different.
I messed up at one of the subway ticket counters. I went to go to the right, and of course I put it in on the counter on the left, thinking it would open the door in front of me. I went, oh no.
Funny.
Yeah,
Oh.
but you know, I would say it's a beautiful metropolitan city, very similar to New York City. If people have visited New York City in terms
Oh,
of
it's very similar.
the
Mm.
economy, it's much safer.
Yes.
Much quieter.
Yeah.
And
Respectful.
Very interesting point. Okay. Thank you. Perfect.
all right,
Thank you so much.
you're welcome.